Series is kind of starting to kick in, right? Mm-hmm. A lot against PSG, but can their lineup win the game? Like, are they going to be able to build a big enough advantage that these heroes have the late game solution for a Terrorblade lineup? They do have the Leshrac who can bridge that gap for a while, but late on in the game when Terrorblade has a lot of health, I don't think Leshrac is a counter whatsoever. I think you just melt. You can't stand your ground. There's too much damage. And this Terrorblade is going to have some Underlord protection and auras. So I think it's very important for Alliance to build a lead.
I wouldn't really call this a lead necessarily.
That's the thing, right? I'm not even, like, let's say they were 2k gold behind. I don't know if that's enough for me to favor their position in the game unless they have a clear map control advantage, but they don't have that currently.
Right.
Towers are even. You have a Terrorblade top of the net worth chart, which is always terrifying. In any game that this hero doesn't have like clear counter from the enemy team, like say something like a Zeus or whatever, like Pugna, that really deals with him for a while. That just isn't there. So Alliance really need to. It feels like a game where you need to outplay already.
Oh, so Toronto Tokyo, he gets the orb out. We'll get the coil onto FNG again. This looks to be, in all likelihood, a freebie for Team Spirit. Did cost coil, able to follow, and yeah, that is enough damage. Now, Mopochka actually finds S4. I'm not sure if they have enough lockdown, though. Collapses, yeah, he's going to fall back for now. S4 with that Blink Dagger available, and there's no surprise factor with that at this point in time. I mean, main reason for that is because RP was down when he originally got it, so it's not like he can stay out of lane for 2 minutes or whatever that cooldown is. S4 still in the jungle. Okay, gets off the blinking time. Fast fingers.
Yep.
I mean, this man is great at Dota and apparently FPS games as well. I've seen it firsthand. I didn't believe it, but then when I saw it sooner, it made me a believer.
Truly. Very good CS player.
Yes.
I think that is why usually when we watch him in lane on Dota broadcast, people write CS LOL. Is referring to his exceptionally good Counter-Strike play.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. A little known fact, of course, a little trivia there for those out there that have never seen that before. But yeah, what do you think of the Roche game this time around? You have, obviously, on Alliance's side, you have RP, Winter's Curse. You got some crazy counter initiation, at least, for that. And then for Team Spirit, I mean, you have Coil, you have obviously, and then TB. Once he gets some items, can take out Roche himself, essentially. But neither of them are really going to do it super fast yet.
No, and
maybe with Serpent Wards.
And again, it doesn't. I think if you're Team Spirit, you're happy that Roche just exists in the game. You don't care. As long as he isn't being taken by the enemy team, you don't need it. you need time. And you are... It's not like it's the same game as the LGD game 1 from yesterday, but it's honestly pretty similar in how it's progressing.
Collapse. Well, Hanskin is actually getting quite aggressive, so yeah, Dark Rift out. He will be good to go.
See you later. Let's see if he pulled... He did not cancel it. That was
didn't
good.
pull an S4. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, but I'm nice. I'm not like that.
Okay, I apologize.
It was pretty rude of you to even think or say that.
That's true. I mean, everybody saw the last game. I mean, again, I don't think that actually would have ultimately made a difference in terms of the win or the loss.
Probably
but
not.
Yeah, Terrorblade is starting to run away with the farm in terms of the carry versus carry, but if you compare the mids, Lesh versus Puck, that is definitely going Limp's way right now.
And that's important because that is a matchup that I think for the success in this game, Leshrac needs to be rich.
Oh, we have... Okay, Coil is available. He gets lifted back into the Pit of Malice. Pretty annoying to deal with, but not a lot of damage done to the tower. Still at half health right now. So we'll see how Alliance wants to react to this. As Nico Baby, as we see now, has that Desolator and is actually going for Blink. So they're going to be playing quite aggressively. They're going to have a triple Blink, in fact, with the Rasta as well. So Hanskin pretty farmed. It's funny because he's not actually that farmed. No. Compared to it's just in Dota, everyone is more farmed than I'm used to over the past 15 years in comparison.
I really don't envy Hanskin playing Shadow Shot in this game. I feel like it's just...
Ooh, this could be a pretty fast Roche.
Yep.
Yeah, Team Spirit are all bottom lane pretty much, so this will go the way of Alliance.
Great Aegis hero in their team in Leshrac.
Yeah.
So absolutely going to go to him. And this is a big thing for Alliance to open up. So like we said a moment ago, Spirit are happy if this boy doesn't get killed. But now that it's in the enemy team's hands, maybe Alliance can open up a top tier 2. Maybe they can start taking control of a little bit more of the map. And with their daggers that they've completed, they become a bit more of a threat to catch around the map. The reason I don't envy playing Shaman this game is that there are so many interrupts, right? And so many things you need to deal with. Even if you get a really good catch, you can get countered by Puck, Rubik, Lion. So you maybe need another item, like Lens, so you have more safety in the range, or BKB, so you can stand your ground against everyone else in Terror.
Why do you think they prioritize the Rasta so much this game?
I don't know.
Serpent Worm, obviously, used for Roche there, great for high ground, just pushing towers and whatnot. Obviously has the highest base damage of any support in the game. Maybe for the laning stage, but you see the Winter's Curse.
That does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that.
Well, it stops them.
They're going to create separation. Yeah,
they just wanted to disengage. Fair enough. If that's what they wanted to do, that's all good. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe the reason they picked Shaman is that they're trying to overcompensate for a problem they had last game where they felt like they weren't making enough plays. So we pick a hero that can pressure towers by just inherently by its spell kit. Shaman just does not feel... has not impressed me very much in this patch. It's a very unusual pick. I think this is the first time I see it in this tournament even. Maybe second, actually.
I mean, it does
might have been picked by IG.
It does have the Blink Hex type of deal with against Puck, right? That's
right.
Like at the last major, it was Lion basically playing that role.
Yeah.
Just is more useful or more consistent in being useful.
And he was picked by the enemy team, so he didn't have that luxury.
Exactly. So it's a poor man's Lion. As we see the Shackle with FG in the trees, but
not even taking
Hanskin's just gonna whip himself out of there, and Collapse is gonna Dark Rift himself out of there. So. Okay, I mean, we're seeing like not that many fights in the last few minutes. Obviously, the Roshan was pretty much a freebie for Alliance, and I mean, if you're Team Spirit, you find like, are you going to try to defend these towers once this push inevitably comes with his Aegis, or do you have to give up something?
I think you can defend. Underlord Puck is a defensive line as long as Underlord is the one standing in front.
Oh, we got the blink on Nico. Oh my God, that's a 2-shot. That is a 2-shot Lion right there, tell you what.
If you're new to Dota and you're wondering how did he attack him without even swinging his sword, that is Quicksilver Amulet. A neutral item makes your attack animation faster, so it looks really weird on almost every hero in the game.
That's right. Intended though, as we have a tier 2 tower being taken out. Serpent Wards were expended, and Nico Baby just going to go back to the jungle for now to regain that HP, although the Cold Embrace will be there for him to start things out. So
it's starting to look better and better for Alliance here with this mid tower down. Should be looking at top tower for the next objective, and obviously Toronto, Tokyo on his block. We've seen it in other series tournaments. He is very good at split pushing on this hero.
True.
So his job in this game right now, in my opinion, primarily is to think ahead. Predict what Alliance's next move is going to be and make sure that wave is shoved as far as possible before they even get there. And you see him, he pushed top lane all the way out to the tier 1. He already started heading bottom and has that push to tier 2.
Yeah, going for A on disc as well. So was it the tiebreaker against Liquid where he was doing this and they were behind? And I mean, typically when you see somebody pushing, you know, like you're talking about split pushing in this meta, they get picked off at some point, and then it kind of just turns, you know, into a snowball for the team. But like you said, he was exceptional at doing that, and he's trying to do the same here. I mean, they're not really down by that much.
The Shaman Dagger can definitely be the key component for Alliance in solving that, though. I think in that game against Liquid's catch was kind of lackluster. I think they had Invoker as their primary catch.
One and... Oh, that doesn't count. That's 2 and the split Earth. So Lion might be a little tankier than he was about 30 seconds ago.
Did he get another fluffy hat or what?
Maybe. I don't know.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, the crit just wasn't that hard, I guess.
I suppose so.
Yeah, Limp. Oh, he's going to get the Diabolic Edict. He knows that somebody is in this vicinity, and there's going to show some vision onto Mira. Yules into the split Earth with the Pulse Nova and the Illusion Rune. So another kill being netted for Alliance. And you can see the shard actually on Wyvern. Oh, we're going to have to talk about that in just a moment. Instant Hex after the coil comes out. Yataro pops that Metamorphosis, is just going to blow up for Handskin. In the meantime, Nico Baby has his second life still available. Limp with that Aegis still in tow. There's the RP from S4, and they're going to destroy Mr. Yataro. And with that, this is going to start snowballing Alliance. If they continue this will be their first victory of the tournament, which is shocking to say. But they're looking a lot better this game, no doubt.
Yep.
Out in the Poshka.
Again.
Yeah. Shockwave, Skewer. Poor Wraith won't even get a right click off here, I don't think. Oh, maybe. All right. You're going to give it to them if they can. Oh, there it is.
That attack animation is so bizarre.
Yeah, it's nice.
He killed before he even lifted the sword.
It's still satisfying. When feels like you're breaking the game animations, it feels good. So I don't think he's going to be too upset about the animations in this game, Sin.
I think he is just happy to be ahead.
Yes, no doubt.
Currently, because that has not been a position Alliance have found themselves in very much at this state of the game, but they're looking good in this one. Yeah. They're building a very big lead off of that Roshan that they claimed. This bottom tier 2 tower will not be taken for now, but it's still forcing Team Spirits' hand. And finally, Blade was just massive. They're starting to become scary, and they knock him down a lot with that pick. A bit surprising to see the two cores, Yatoro and Toronto Tokyo, connect on that Shaman play and then have no supports around. There was nobody there to interrupt the Magnus. There was there to stop the Wraith King from hitting in the RP. They were just all around the map.
Are you surprised to see FNG get the shard this early on Wyvern?
No.
You're not surprised?
This is GH's build for this tournament.
Okay.
Max Cold Embrace, Shard, and the healing talent. This gives you a very low cooldown Cold Embrace, which is amazing against Terrorblade. 10-second cooldown, 4-second duration, so a total downtime of 6.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, with the talent, it makes it super strong.
I think it heals the hero about like 60% of the health or something when you have Locket. It is crazy. You'll see it in play later, and you'll be blown how much this heals. I promise you.
I will be mind blown.
Yes,
I'll keep that in mind.
You will see it, and you will be like, "Wow."
That sounds like me. That sounds more like you.
That
actually.
is me being very excited right there.
Well, I think Alliance probably tries to wait for the next Roche. In the meanwhile, obviously has to defend this top tower and just, I mean, they have more map control than Team Spirit, which is the name of the game here. Is actually Toronto Tokyo going for a Dagon.
Yep.
Okay.
This game is now approaching the state that
RP S4. Yep, that's a skewer back into the hands of Nico Baby, and Collapse is Dunzo with the Serpent Ward's place on this tier 3 as well. Oh my God, another blinking from Nico Baby. 2 shots to Lion. It's Cold Embrace. All right, that is quite a bit of healing. I am impressed. My mind is not blown though. As Nico Baby, his first life will remain.
Oh, he was like a shark there.
Yeah. All right, let's see. All right, that's quite a bit. That's pretty good.
That's a 1500 heal.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Imagine if he had that neutral that, what's that one
Paladin
called?
Sword?
Yeah, Paladin Sword.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
All right, they get the buyback out of Lion. Okay, so Team Spirit have found themselves in this position before against Liquid in the best of one deciding game that they had to get into this stage of the tournament.
Yeah.
And they managed to find their way out. But this time around, Alliance with that big hit. This is looking grimmer than it did against Liquid.
Oh, the instant hack.
He has the disc.
Shackle to follow. Yep, disc is there, but
they forced the disc.
Link.
Oh, that's good. He's right.
Yeah, that's going to be 100 seconds with no Aeon disc now.
Yep.
All you got. I mean, that was very low commitment too from Alliance.
Yeah, they didn't really use anything. So very good. So what are we looking at? Terrorblade has Manta Scotty. He's working on a Daedalus.
Oh.
As for Alliance's cores, Wraith King is hovering an overwhelming blink. Isn't Swift Blink usually better on Wraith King? I'm not.
They did nerf it.
I guess overwhelming blink is nice against Terrorblade in the extent that it helps kill the illusions a little bit. Lesh is approaching the Shiva's Guard.
You also get the cancel for blink daggers potentially when you blink in to.
That's true.
Like if there's a lion blink or a pup blink.
Very, very true.
Yeah, good to see the overwhelming blink is actually being purchased because it was easily the worst of the three. I think it still is, for the record, but it's not as bad anymore. And obviously for a hero like Wraith King, I've seen people buy it literally second item. I wouldn't condone that, but I've actually had a pro player. Was it you that said second item overwhelming blink on Wraith King isn't bad, or is that Jenkins?
That is something I would never say.
Okay, so Jenkins definitely
probably
did that.
Jenkins.
And he probably made a video that got...
That was probably like a 50-50 about whether he was being honest or not.
That's true. He makes up a lot of stuff.
That sounds terrible.
As Limp now has a full Shiva's Guard, so extremely tanky. And I mean, from Team Spirit's perspective, what is the goal here? Obviously to win the game, but how do you get to that goal?
Did Nico Baby just leave a Cloak of Flames behind?
Yes.
There you go. Enjoy, guys.
All right.
Have a
line
free tier 3 item. He didn't realize that 2 items dropped in front of him.
Yeah.
All right, Smoke. That is spotted by Alliance by that ward there.
Yeah, and
Nico's
gonna get popped. Nico Baby is perfectly fine doing this on the high ground. There's the initiation. Esfor trying to get the skewer off, but he's gonna get silenced and stunned to start things out. There's a right click from Yatoro on the low ground with that Daedalus absolutely destroying him. Handskin gets blown up thanks to the Finger of Death.
They still have coil. This is really bad.
Alliance needs to get out of dodge.
Need a curse here.
Coil sealed there. Yeah, and this does proc.
He's dead.
Wow, he actually dies to his own teammate. I thought the Aeondis was actually going to save him, but not enough time. The curse very strong, and now Team Spirit looks like they want to continue to fight along with Alliance, though. Nico Baby, there's the heal again. How much magic damage do you have to go through that? Firestorm not quite up yet. There it goes. BKB finally popped by Nico Baby. He's going to apply all the pressure to the Underlord, but he's getting right-clicked down by Yatoro. Now the blink, or the BKB is down. Limp coming in from the low ground, trying to take out Rubik. Looks like he'll be successful. But the question is, will Wraith King live through this? Buyback onto the Rubik. Team Spirit absolutely have to get more out of this. Good
spider legs too. He's going to escape that.
I think this is going to end the fight. That ends up being very bad for Team Spirit. Well, you get a buyback, I believe, out of Alliance, but at the same time, no meta now, and Roche is up.
I don't even think you got a buyback, did you?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think they used on Rubik, and that was it. So. Yeah, that curse is just so important. That was a really big win for Spirit. They got 2 kills and they were about to just run down the rest of the team. If FNG does not kill Puck with Terrorblade there, they lose at least another hero, maybe 2, maybe even all 3 to the upcoming Orb into Coil play. So very, very heads up from him using that Observer ward that they had there to find that angle. And I was surprised that Puck didn't see it coming, but obviously from an observer standpoint, we'll see all that vision, right? But he has no idea that FNG is lining up for that one. That could be the play of the game. I think that would have been a full comeback without that curse. They would have killed them and got this Roche. And instead of looking at 16k, we would have looked at 3. And an Aegis cheese the other way, plus Shard.
I'm a little surprised they gave the Shard to Wraith King. There's no diffusals or any... I mean, is he really having trouble getting off his ult? It does spawn a couple skeletons when he comes back, but it's kind of meh. As we see, oh, this could be a huge kill for Alliance. They get the Shackle into the split earth, and Yatoro is donezo. 70 seconds on the deck, does have buyback. And again, this is not even that high of a commitment. I mean, you have the Serpent Wards that you place to get that kill. You still have Diabolic Edict, which is honestly your main consistent push.
Alliance are going to run down mid now. This will force a buyback from the Terrorblade. You can't give them 2 lanes here. I don't think so. Yeah. And they will get those.
Yeah, Wraith King ends up using his overwhelming blink onto the barracks. We'll go for the range first. 40 seconds for Terrorblade. And it looks like they'll concede the bottom tower at the very least. Looks like Assault Cuirass is next for Nico Baby, and I mean, his farm has been quite good this game, despite not getting off to the best start.
See Toronto, Tokyo already cutting mid. Maybe they only 1 lane. They have no creeps in base anymore, I believe.
Yeah, let's see how much damage they can do before that kicks in, and yeah, that's about it. Although Diabolic Edict is pretty... If this was a level 25 Diabolic Edict, they could 100%... Okay, they might get it anyway, actually. The Desolator, no. Finally going to get healed up a bit. Okay, that 25 talent for Lesh is pretty bonkers. I mean, not that it matters, but you know how I love talking about shards, Cinderin. Why a Wraith King? I mean, Leshrac,
I don't know.
seen has been quite good. Obviously, they're going high. I mean, even for high ground offense, I think it's good.
I would agree that. I mean, you're playing against Lion Mono Drain. Like, is that a primary concern?
Not really.
I would have liked to see it go to Lesh, personally. I think even the Magnus, the Horn Toss is pretty nice. Shaman's Shard is also good.
Yeah, what is Shaman's Shard?
It spawns words and gives it.
Yeah. That one's awesome.
More cast range, which is really good on that spell.
Yeah.
So.
I think literally every shard is better other than Wraith King on their team.
I'm pretty sure we agree to disagree with the Lion's choice on that. But
I mean, when you're the position one, you get to do whatever you want, I think, right? Especially if you don't have a win yet.
We have a lot of people watching who play this game casually. Do not tell them that that is how it works. That is not how it works.
It's definitely how it works.
If you're a position 5, you get to choose whatever you want. You know.
Yeah. Keep dreaming, Cinder. And Limp has that Diabolic Edict with that Serpent Wards from Handskin. This is going to be a tier 3 tie at the very least. And Team Spirit, can they defend this? There's the Dagon with the Veil of Discord, but Toronto Tokyo, it's just not enough damage to kill off these supports. I mean, they're just so much more farm right now. 20k net worth lead for Alliance.
I grabbed that top tier 2. That's a good looking graph. It's just basically had no bumps in the road since it went up. A little one there. But for the most part, linear growth the whole way.
That's right. Nico Baby with those spider legs jumps. Oh my god! Lion is dead! Oh goodness, Cinderin. Limp in the meantime, down the Metamorphosis. Even with that Shiva, he's still taking a lot of damage. That's a lot of armor, but the Salt Cures finally comes online for Nico Baby.
The curse.
And look at the heal on Limp. Are you kidding me? There's the RP into the Skewer. Split Earth to follow. And this should be GG. And we're going, as expected, in Team Spirit fashion, to a Game 3.
Now, if this was a true Team Spirit series,
the series would end here.
The third game would not be played for whatever reason, and both teams would advance.
That could still happen. You never know.
Yeah, maybe
it's not impossible.
If there's any team in this tournament that finds a way of getting a draw in a best of 3, it's them.
That's true.
But yeah, good to see Alliance bounce back. Obviously, it's been a 3 relatively tough games they had. The 2 games against PSGLGD kind of got rolled in the second game. This time around, not off to a hot start, but they're showing signs of life. Based on this game, probably have a good chance in game number 3. And I'm just really curious to see how the draft goes. I feel like the hero of the game here by far was Winter Wyvern. Like FNG had one key play after the other with Cold Embrace, with Curse. Really, that was the one problem that Spirit just did not solve in this game.
They never made any moves because of how highly they think doping value. All 5 of their heroes actually couldn't push lanes at all. Yeah, it was super awesome. Did not like it. Like, it's what you said, right? Like, if you have a 5 who deal damage, like, good, at least your cores can group up and function. If your creepways don't push out, you don't get. That's like, it's the one thing that I think separates pro play the most from pub play. It's of creepways to read them.
Absolutely. Terrorblade is all. I have an issue.
Oh, that's sort of smart. So they don't know what no ping are gonna put mid, right? So they're like making it flexible. They can put the DK offline or they can put the Viper offline based on the pick. I like this theory from first pick. I mean, I'm liking Quincy Cruz draft way more now that they pick this tanky DK, can actually stand in front for his Viper Lion Snapfire. I don't think Viper is like this 2012 hero where he's still in the game, he has like a Vanguard or a mech or something. It's not the same hero.
I think.
Yeah, I was thinking about it in lane, just theorizing it, but I don't know if it's true with Abaddon. I think you need a range hero to like use the aura to hit him a lot, sort of like get him low so you can go on him and kill him.
Okay, this Slush Rock pick. Where is now? Like you're
Isn't
gonna have
lane hard though?
Tidehunter and bodying, right? Tiny damage got nerfed. Tidehunter, you don't.
That's a good point. Like when they cast Ravage, they need someone to run in and burst.
So I think that's the idea.
I mean, I actually don't know if Tide has a good enough lane and Tiny can rotate, because that's very possible versus Terrorblade, right? Tidehunter alone. I can see this Viper dying a lot. He's not very mobile, and you can toss him back, and Lashrak's one of the highest damage.
And the way that we've seen that post before, they Lush definitely saw. I think I have really.
Like we have so little data on this team. Like the game 1 and 2 are swept. I think who has a better meta? Right, like they have Terrorblade, they have DK.
But you can also think that they picked.
That shot's not good.
Alright.
You
gotta see how
The builds on Terrorblade are too.
I have exciting information.
Oh, it's
You may think that this is this game, but I can confirm that we will indeed have Enigma after this. So I hate to cut you. But we need to wrap this up. We need to find out how this series plays out. Game number 3, take it away, Suns fans.
Thank you, Tsunami. My name is Suns Fan. Joining me is Cinderman.
Don't you call me a robot ever again with that intro.
Keep talking. No, keep it up.
That's it?
Keep it up, Cinder. So we have game 3 between No Ping and Quincy Crew. After game 1, we were not expecting a game 3 to even be a thing, Cinderman, but No Ping came back with a vengeance. And now, I mean, not to cut you off before you even speak, because I know how triggered you get by that, but if Quincy Crew loses, they will face, I mean, either team, they will face EG. How sad would it be to see them not even play a team out of the Americas at the major as an upper bracket team to start the entire tournament?
If either team loses to EG, that's their fate. If EG were to lose the follow-up series, then EG has already played the other teams, right? So they have had cross-region play. Yeah, it's a sad fate to lose this series in general, obviously. I mean, at the very least, you're in the upper bracket, so you get that second chance. But I don't think either of these teams really wants to face EG just because of the familiarity factor, right? You'd rather play against a team from a different region. But we'll see. We'll see who earns the right to avoid EG tomorrow.
Yeah.
I will say this time around, I think from a drafting perspective, I think Quincy handled some problems like the panel pointed out. Oh, they're going to run into Oscar here.
Yeah, our Spike will start things out into, well, Dragon Tail not there because of the avalanche from afar, but the Scatter Blast will help them close the gap. Dragon Tail now, Dark Magoo on the sideline, he's just going to let Oscar die. And that is first blood, the way of Quincy crew, so getting active extremely early here.
Yep, 5-man rotation into the jungle. Pretty standard stuff with the smoke, and they are the ones to find the kill. So what Quincy did a good job with this time around from a drafting perspective, like the panel talked about, they have better wave clear. I think they have a more clear-cut game plan. I think their lineup is more similar to what they were running in game 1. It's not exactly the same, but it just looks better. It feels better to look at it. You see the plan. You think the lanes are going to work out better. For No Ping, what I see is an insane timing minute 15-20 when Luna is online, when Leshrac is online, when Tide has Ravage and 1 aura item at least. This seems like a very good pipe game. There are definitely a lot of opportunities for No Ping in this game.
You're position 5 and you
Need
mark
armor.
a stack. That's great.
Agility do for you?
There's there's Luna banned out as well. A pretty powerful hero. Many of you analysts folks say pretty good against chunking down that dragon.
God.
So, Warlock, no, this is not involving mythic or eating them. Okay, Warlock was super popular at the start of the patch. What item was everybody building? Holy Locket, right?
Okay.
Maybe this hero was so strong at the start of the patch just because only hero people lock it on. Holy Locket is the busted thing. Warlock wasn't. That could happen, right? The stats looked insane. Lock at the start.
That's a
But
good point.
every single Holy Locket hero looks good right now. And he might just be the worst one of them.
That's a good point. Also, this have been playing.
True.
Warlock is a bit.
So I just heard a chat wheel that was like, "Oh God," or something. I thought it was in response to production.
No, that was me. I said.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yes.
so it was...
I was
also-
really brain blasted.
I can hear you breathing.
Really?
You can?
Oh, I always wish that we had an analyst like that was like just so excellent.
We have a caster like that. His name's Sunspec.
Speak up now.
Yes, and it's like, what are these heaving noises into the microphone?
There's the willow. I don't know why that guy would be at a major, but I would watch him every single cast.
I'm with
It's
you.
like, an anime character almost.
Yeah, that's good shit.
We also haven't been making like anime lines, like anime guys. They always Gersa, he attacks so quickly. Like, why don't we do that? Doing that this whole event.
I'm with you.
Should be.
I'm all for that.
Warlord. Not him. Yeah, Troll Warlord. Effie, you're always about this hero. You're a big Troll fan. Every panel, you're like, yeah, I'm feeling it.
I like him when he. It's nice.
10 seconds. 5 seconds. Just who
But I can see kited out. Dragon Knights.
With that being said, I have a total thought. This was not
Oh,
stolen by
God.
anybody on. Troll Warlord is a very good.
10 seconds.
Why?
Pick up the Aghanim Scepter, and you can just
5 seconds.
power.
Oh.
And of course, you've got the mist on the lower cooldown. This hero, rage to take off the mist chain, has it back up. Legs. And type of hero, so Warlock, it wants to stare and fight you. Same in Troll, arguably the greatest man fight hero in there and will fight you. And I actually think Troll would beat a Terrorblade. Everybody's talking about this Terrorblade hero as the best man fight. 1v1ing duking. Troll would beat DB in 1v1 because of the attack speed buff that he has with the right items. 1v1, same network.
Yeah, I think so too. If he's on top of him. And
And that is an issue.
you have
This
to
game,
you have to get there. Another interesting thing does have a hard spell at level 20. Very long timing we're looking.
I guess we mentioned Roshan. Both these teams.
It's Radiant's turn to ban.
Big team fights coming out from both guys. Ursa. Woo! We're gonna some action around the pit.
it is awkward when I line up because against a Roche lineup, fighting around the Roche, you know that, like you said, there's going to be fighting around the Roche pick constantly. The Radiant is going to play in the push out the lanes that they want to shout and play towards the enemy base, which they call it defensive. It's all about take, right?
Well,
It doesn't make any.
No, then it's take the aim. The hard part is
Yeah,
that's the name of the game.
you don't have to defend your ancient. Playing in front of the enemy base, and then Roche is the point of tension, like you. Perfect for.
Also, Ursa does threaten. Does threaten it.
People are going Morbid Mask in every
Morbid
game,
Mask could use
so
play just for that earlier. So long as Alliance do, the Roche should. They do have Terrorize.
yeah. I was gonna say. With that being said, I really like this team. I don't think just because Alliance has an easy time taking that their late game is. I really like this troll. I think the a lot of what Alliance already wants, and it, like well, with the Mag Wyvern, just pop his ult, pop a BK
10 seconds.
effective.
Troll has been very under.
5 seconds.
Valued him very.
It's Radiant's pick.
For having the.
The Yule Scepters and definitely hurt a lot, but it's one of those things make up for it with got a heavy team fight in the Willow and the Wyvern and the Magnus. All of these heroes, even Tiny, you've got a stunner.
For Wyverns, set up for. He doesn't
5
necessarily.
seconds.
Have Willow or Magnus just.
It's
Core hero. I've said this. He hasn't performed.
Choose your hero.
ooh, okay, it's a good bat game. It's a really good bat game. You got 3 melee cores. Oh,
3 melee cores. It is a good bet. Exactly.
This is I mean, Willow too, like her little Heidi thing spell does nothing against Bat. You just run at her with magic, ground targeted magic. Wyvern, you cold him.
I just wish there wasn't a world Bat Rider. I see the world out of place, but I understand what they're going.
Don't underestimate.
A double bond.
Yeah, I agree with you here with that Bat Rider reaction. That seems pretty hype this game.
Can we talk about Tiny?
Okay.
Sure, please.
So I have this theory that Tiny fell off with the right because Avalanche got. I feel like you're supposed to list, and that's in the heat. But nobody's playing that, and I assume it's the meta is very fast and want to farm. But why do people still keep picking him and playing? Is there something that?
Fortunately, it will have to find out in the game as our players are ready to roll. Sorry, we will get to that another time, but it is elimination time.
I guess
one of these
find
teams
out.
is going home. We will find out. Let's throw it to our caster.
Well, friends, Suns fans considering here game between Alliance and Team Spirit. Loser goes home or stays in the hotel for the next week and a half. Depends on whatever floats their boat. But this is a huge match with a lot of implications. Based on just the lineups alone, who do you favor, young man?
I really liked Spirit's draft until this last pick Bat. I think this is an exceptionally good Bat Rider game coming out from Alliance. It has 3 good core matchups. It's not like completely free because there are some traps that you can fall into. Dark Willow is not a fully one-sided matchup for Bat Rider. It sucks to get terrorized because your hero is fast and you fly over cliffs, so you can lose a lot of distance in the fight. Brambles can be a little bit annoying to navigate. There's the tiny stun, but for the most part, this is a really good Bat game, and I'm expecting big things to come out from Limp in that role. Yeah, until that point, I was really favoring Spirit clearly. I think they got their hands on some amazing heroes in both the Willow, Mag, and Wyvern. This is a kind of style of drafting that we've seen from PSG LGD to have a lot of success. They're running similar heroes for similar logic. It's a little bit of a mix and match between those and Nigma. But yeah, my hero to look for in this game is just going to be this Bat Rider. How much can he accomplish? How many deaths can he avoid? And just keep rolling with the pressure, because if he doesn't take off and does not build a big lead, I still do think eventually he will falter against this incredible mid-late game lineup that Team Spirit have drafted for themselves.
So it is going to be Limp on the Bat Rider, as you said, playing the mid lane, and I assume it's against Tiny, right?
Yep,
That's Toronto, Tokyo, and that is a horrific matchup for Tiny. Pretty much any melee hero for that matter.
I think it's better than it used to be.
In what way?
Bat Rider has just been nerfed a lot, right? Like his laning is also worse. And even though Tiny is a melee hero, at the very least, if you make sure you get caught at the right time, so to speak, you can toss Bat to the creep wave if he's trying to dive you in the tower. You do have a little bit of a stun in the Avalanche, but it's definitely still a Bat Rider favorite lane. I would way rather be the Bat Rider on this side of the matchup. You're already seeing him here now with 5 sticky stacks. I'm not sure why Toronto Tokyo is trying to trade here. This is never going to favor you with this many stacks.
Yeah, that's 7. That's a lot of right-click damage, no doubt about it, Cinderman. I mean, what are your thoughts on just mid-time? You kind of heard what Effie was going with there in terms of mid-time not having a great percentage. I feel like with this lineup, if they could have, it was last pick, so you can't really do that, but trying to flex this hero to be a position 4, because I think the most success that we've found so far is Tiny's blinking in. It's kind of like how Mars has developed throughout this tournament as well. You blink in and you toss people back into your team.
Yeah.
And this specific team, again, just look at all these heroes. You got the Bramble, you got RP, you have Winter's Curse. There's so many things that the enemies don't want to get up close. So that ends up being a free pickoff. But that's your mid hero doing that in this case.
Good point. This is very similar to the lineup TNC ran earlier, actually. They had those 3 heroes as well, right? Wyvern, Tiny, and Mag, I think, in that strategy. Ran in game 3 against Aster. So yeah, we definitely saw the impact there. Can you do that without a mid-Tiny? Maybe. TNC also ran mid RML, I think, that game, right? You're going to say yes. So it was very similar. I will agree that you can play this style also from a support role. early. And I don't know, Tiny as a 4 in this patch also seems a little bit off sometimes. You just have these games where if you don't find kills, you're largely a liability for a while. Where most of these other 4s will have more to bring to the table just by the reliability of their spells. Tiny, you have to come in really close to have high impact. The most 4s we see played right now are ranged. It's heroes like Willow, Wyvern, Lion that have ranged spells. Earth Spirit has vanished in this tournament. So I do agree with Effie. I think it's more of a core right now. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of her logic with just farming on it, though. I think if you're going to farm 2 or 3 items on Tiny, you might as well pick another carry, right? Okay. Like, what's appealing about the hero is its ability to fight early over other cores.
Then again, I feel like we've seen a small sample size of these position 1 Tinies where at the 20-minute mark is when you really hit your stride, right? You go for, you go blink at all in that case, right? You just go for the right click. As S4, you can take a Winter's or an Arctic Burn, I should say. Yataro gets the right click down with the net.
If he gets rooted, he dies.
If he gets netted, like you said, but the slowdown there on the other side, and the Whirling Death. Looks like that is going to be the first blood going the way of Team Spirit. So Troll versus Ursa. This is a matchup of the. This used to be very Ursa favored. Now, I mean, it's kind of up in the air. I don't see anybody buying Aghanim's Scepter anymore on Troll. That was a thing for a while. That's really good against Ursa. It's actually really good at dispelling a lot of stuff on the enemy team.
I think it would be great this game.
Sticky Napalm, Fatal Bonds, and you can take off Overpower.
You can also dispel Breathe Fire, right? I definitely think you want Ags on your Troll this game as part of the build. You also you have Empower, so you get that free damage that you would usually not want to buy Ags because of the lack of damage, but you can cover that with Collapse in this game, so I would definitely like to see an Ags. I don't know when you build it here, if it's like 3rd major item, 2nd major item. I would imagine we get to see the Troll go something along the lines of Tread Sanjanyasha with Empower, and then a lot of the time you want to get BKB after that.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have to bother with Battle Fury because of that Empower, so that is a nice thing to have. And I mean, we see Maelstrom from time to time, but I feel like with the Empower, it depends on where Collapse is at that point of the game, but if you can consistently get it on your Troll, then you don't really need any farming items, which is pretty huge. Miposhka, looks like he's going to get the Splinter Blast off with the right click to continue for Yataro. Inkswell is there to ward them off for now, but Yataro is just going to run right back. He has Whirling Axes up again, and this is a really strong laning position 1. What do you think the reason is we're not seeing a ton of Troll? Because obviously I'm a huge fan of this hero.
I think right now in the way the teams are playing in this tournament, kiting seems very impactful. And the reason Ursa is a more preferred hero than Troll is that, yeah, they both suffer from being kited, but Ursa kills you too fast. Troll needs to stay on his target for quite a while, and it just invites the enemy team to buy 4 staffs, pick heroes that have hard lockdown, such as like the Wyvern that is on Team Spirit's side right now is like the perfect counter to Troll in this meta. It does everything he hates. It saves against physical damage, it has a hard BKB lockdown, and a lot of these kinds of heroes that have stuff like this are popular, so that just drops Troll's stock quite a bit. He's still as good as the laner as ever. Like you can see him in this lane pressuring the Dragon Knight quite a lot. Like S4 is still holding his own with getting CS, but he did get first blooded and has been struggling a little bit. Which very few carries are able to do, right? So
yeah, that's true. I mean, it also helps where Enrage is just this very consistent spell that you can use to get extremely tanky, and then Troll Wardler is like, oh, you just die half the time. You're just uncontrollable.
That's the other thing about that spell that has always been the problem, right? Is that it sucks not controlling what your hero's doing.
FNG gets the Avatos combo. Looks like the Curse Crown will be here to ensure that Toronto Tokyo gets the last hit, and he will do that. So 2-0 advantage for Team Spirit. They have a 1K net worth advantage pretty early on.
FG was in here to block Ancients against the Mag Troll combination, and he did get his sentry off. Will pay with his life, and they should know that this is here. So you would imagine Team Spirit will come over and open this up very soon.
I mean, look at this net worth, though, between the 2 mids. Limp and Toronto Tokyo. Yeah, that. I mean, I feel like if you're Team Spirit, you're very happy with that.
It's pretty good.
You don't seem too impressed in there. I mean, Limp has destroyed the lane, like you talked about last game. 2 out of the first 2 games.
That is true. This is the first time that Limp doesn't have a big lead, so that does indeed bode very well. In terms of a theoretical matchup, I think this is when Bad Rider just destroys Tiny. I don't think it's level 1, 2, 3, 4. It's when he has this threat where if Tiny even comes to look at creeps, he can start getting killed with a +1.
Right.
Oh, they're not Hanskin.
Yeah, Hanskin. Well, he's going to get his Inkswell off for now, but the burst damage is way too much. And now Mira showing his presence here with the Curse Crown. Won't be able to follow it up, but I mean, Team Spirit gets exactly what they want.
They're sitting on top 3 net worth right now. 2K gold lead minute 7, a very good start for their lineup. And we were talking about how for Alliance, I think this is something very important that the panel mentioned about Warlock's playstyle as a hero. Alliance's lineup for me pulls a little bit in 2 different directions, because Warlock to me is one of the most uniform heroes in the game. Like, very monotonous in playstyle. He can do one thing, that's 5-man team fight. That's all he does.
Yeah, that's why it's a Slack special.
And he's also coincidentally one of the best heroes to buy 5 different boots on, because his spells are so good. You don't need to have...
To be fair, that was on Venomancer.
Yeah, I know. He's not a good hero for it. That's why we lost. So, but what I'm getting at here is that Warlock really wants that type of fight, and I'm not sure if they can enforce that type of fight with an Ursa carry and a Batrider mid. Like, it's not, the entire lineup doesn't necessarily, to me, come together for the exact same style of play. It can happen, of course. Like, you have the Soulbind Fatal Bonds combination, which is very powerful. Under the right conditions, it can be great. But I'm a little bit unsure.
Yeah, going for that rune. That's going to cost him. That's the Inkswell with the lasso combination. But there's the Avatos to follow. Don't think it's enough damage to take out Limp. So Toronto, Tokyo falls, and reinforcements are not enough damage.
And you see Limp knowing the matchup here. He's already got a cloak on the Batrider, just getting a value cloak early on. Magic Wand, anything that buffs him up a little bit. You know Tiny is a... It really is about, can you survive the 100-0, right? If you as Batrider go on Tiny and you don't die in the burst, you got him after.
Yeah, and I mean, Effie was talking about this on the panel. The Avalanche has just been nerfed over and over, it feels like. So that Avatos combo, it doesn't blow up all, like, these supports. And typically, if you get that Blink Dagger, that's like, okay, first, the next 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, you're just going to insta-kill all these supports. So that's not the case anymore.
Trouble here.
And Toronto, Tokyo gets the toss off.
That's...
Mira. All right, Bramble connects, but they're not going to be able to follow this up with anything.
That was not going to work like that. Okay, I thought they were actually going to make it there in time, but S4 with a good map read, backed off in time. Okay, I guess we're stacking tips on Toronto, Tokyo now for that toss.
Nice, nice. Yeah, they want. I mean, you got to try to tilt somehow. Limp is back in the draw. I'm guessing like a mid Batrider. It's not much has changed, but the nerf to Sticky Napalm, what is it? Half damage to creeps?
I don't remember anymore. It's been nerfed like 17 different times.
It was nerfed to the ground in terms of just this strategy, right? But it looks like he's still able to farm. It's just going to take a little bit longer.
Batrider's success in the last year mostly depends on whether it is a good Sticky Napalm game against the enemy heroes. Like that's what determines it. Do they have dispels? Do they have heroes that can lane against it? If not, Batrider will always be this really annoying hero to deal with.
Right.
Obviously, Team Spirit don't have anything in the way of dispel except the Troll Axe that we've already talked about, which is a possibility after the SNY. So he should be having quite the field day on Bat. He's now also created a decent gap to the Tiny, sitting ahead of 700 net worth now. Going to be limited a little bit, down to 500 now,
but
this
is a
good.
Pretty nice stack for Alliance. I mean, Yataro did take out an okay stack, but this is a better stack on Alliance's side, so we'll see if they keep that up or not.
S4 going to pressure again.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to defend here.
Is Nico maybe going to start farming? How long is he going to use on this stack?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
This is going to take forever.
Well, once he gets... I mean, he has Morbid Blast now, so at least he can survive.
We're literally talking a minute and a half to kill this.
It's worth.
They have Fatal Bonds.
I mean, he's almost level 9, so that's when Roche becomes a lot easier to take for him. He can just solo it at any point. S4 with this siege.
They got it.
He's going to be able to get this tower for Alliance's side. So that's
go back to
first
Ursa
tower of the game.
Let's have a look at
let's
Ursa.
go back to Ursa. There we go. The side cam watching him very slowly take out the Ancients. Extremely exciting stuff. And hey, Warlock is healing him.
He's been there for about 40 seconds now. He's almost cleared it. The Fatal Bonds definitely helped quite a lot, but that's honestly not very efficient farming. I mean, he had to do it, right? He had to take the stack because they need to mine all the gold on the map that they can as a team.
What is it, StarCraft?
Yes.
Resources.
As a matter of fact.
Thank you. You're out of Nespene. What is it called? Nespene gas? Oh, man.
Vespene gas?
Vespene. Oh, my God. It's been so long. I haven't played StarCraft 2, by the way.
Maybe what you were thinking of was Nesty.
Nesty? No.
That was a pro player.
Well, that's a literal drink. As we continue to see the stack
a pro player
out.
named after a drink.
That's a very original name.
Yep.
Like Cinderin.
Being called Suns fan, being named after the Suns and being a fan of them.
I enjoy the sun that we revolve around.
All of them.
All of the suns that we revolve around.
Yes. What's your favorite sun?
Ours.
Okay. You don't know any others.
I do not know any others.
That's okay.
I won't lie.
That's fine.
All right, Nico baby inside the pit. And I don't, well,
he's getting
the
bashed.
scan comes out just
He
to make sure that
can't
nobody
do this without Warlock heal, I think.
Well, he has Enrage. Yeah,
That's
there's the
coming
heal
out.
coming out. Now the question is, will Team Spirit do anything about this? Do they know anything about it?
I have a ward.
Yeah. And this is going to be
They're seeing the Warlocks.
a very
this is
early
very
Roche.
obvious
Yeah,
now.
Toronto Tokyo.
Okay.
Has the blink Avatos. It's not enough to take out FNG, and the Chaotic Offering comes out right before his death.
If they
Roche
terrorize
is
the
almost
pit
dead.
right now?
Terrorize was canceled there, and S4 gets the initiation, but the Winter's Curse to follow. Question is, can Dark Willow get out of here? Mira looks to be dead to that breathe fire. And that's a 1-for-0 exchange to start things out as we have the lasso onto Collapse. Looks like he's, well, he wasn't able to get RP up, but does skewer up that beautiful goal.
what's
4
Limp
stacks of
doing?
sticky napalm on Collapse now, and Limp just gets evaporated there. And now S4 trying to aggress here a little bit further. Yataro takes out the Golem. Curse Crown is going to connect. And Yataro, no reason not to just clicking this Dragon Knight. So that is a couple nice kills for Team Spirit. And another Blink Skewer. So FNG, who had just died, looks like he'll die again. Double kill for
I
Yataro.
am dumbfounded. Alliance were so disconnected in that play.
They
It
have
looked like they
Aegis,
were
but
doing-
that's it.
It was actually a really good disengage from them, so they end up only losing the Warlock to get the Roche. They could have just backed out.
Yeah.
And then S4 gets a really clutch stun on the Magnus, who's blinking in for the RP. So they did a great job getting out of there.
Oh, they're
And then-
doing it again.
Oh, no, don't
Shockwave into the
tell
skewer,
me.
into RP. This is not technically a dieback. This is a respawn and then die immediately.
All right.
I don't know if there's a saying for that, but either way, 3K net worth lead now for Spirit, despite giving up the first Roshan.
It's called a spawn back.
Is that actually a thing?
I don't know.
All right, well, let's just call it a spawn
That is my
back, sure.
favorite son.
Yeah, Limp, you can see.
Son, not son.
Very shiny. I think he might be sweating profusely after that one, but
Oof,
not,
that is...
not a good thing. S4 gets the Blink Dragon Tail. Doesn't really have any follow-up, though, so Mira should be fine.
That I could tell you, like, playing Batrider core and having a good start and then getting back-to-back deaths does so much for your
First round
momentum.
into Bramble, but there's the Avatos onto Handskin. The Inkswell does connect, though, for the time being. He might just get bursted down. Yeah, that throw of the tree is more than enough. Now the Nico baby's here with that Aegis Yataro. All right, they're trying to kite the Ursa while this Enrage is active. Terrorize being faked out. And in the meanwhile, Toronto Tokyo finds FNG again. They're just finding these kills quite easily. Now the Bedlam on top of S4, who's completely isolated from his team. And another kill goes the way of Team Spirit. They are destroying right now.
Alliance are really falling apart right now. I feel like they need to just take a deep breath and stop forcing fights that they're not ready for. They're willingly fighting with 100 gold to Diffusal Blade on Ursa. He's running on this troll and he can't do anything. He's just casting Whirling Axis and running away.
Yeah.
And every time they do this, their supporting cast is kind of being in range, trying to help out with their spells. And guess who likes that? Tiny just wants these supports to expose themselves all the time. Like, he gets a free pick on the Grimstroke to start, then he gets a free pick on the Warlock, and the fight just plays itself because Alliance, just to put it simply, they're just not ready yet. But they are the ones forcing that fight. They also were the ones forcing the fight in the river. Actually, did such a good job just getting this Roche for free, and they've just thrown away 3k gold for it suddenly.
And Yataro,
That is not...
as we see the, oh, this is the post-Roche fight, I do believe.
So Bat dies, now Dragon Knight's gonna jump in. Look at the left side of the fight here. Ursa doesn't... He's like, guys, he doesn't want to fight. Hello, I can't do anything. The Grimstroke's like, let's get out of here.
Actually
and then they get the pick
and
here.
The Inkswell...
And then they get the back again.
Definitely disconnect. You see the Inkswell on Ursa as he's going back to hit creeps, so definite miscommunication overall from Alliance. I don't think there's any other way to look at it.
And that's, honestly, it's so big because you have this Aegis, but because of all the gold you gave away, okay, this could be a
Dragon Tail, Nico. Yeah, okay. They burst him down, but there's the RP into the skewer. It's on Ursa. They're going to focus on the Dragon Knight first, and S4 is donezo. All right, FNG with the Fatal Bonds, Chaotic Offering, buyback now onto Dark Will, be able to TP back to this Tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Inkswell on Nico, baby. Looks like it will connect onto Tiny, but he's just going to back up after the fact. They clean up the Chaotic Offering Golem pretty easily. It did cost a buyback for Team Spirit, but...
That was okay-ish for Alliance. Not great. They end up using Chaotic Offering, like you said, and the Dragon Knight of S4 will die, but they did not lose their Aegis. So still... At least I do believe they still have the Aegis, right? Not.
Yeah, I think the timer is just a little bugged right now.
Okay.
It's probably like 2 minutes, maybe a little less.
So if we turn back time 5 minutes and imagine Alliance take this Roche and don't lose 6 heroes in sequence after, this gold lead right now for Team Spirit might have been like 1k, and suddenly with this Ursa Diffusal timing, you can make a fight where you have pretty good odds. Now, because of how much Team Spirit have managed to accrue in the last 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, you might end up not using the Aegis at all. Like, I don't think you are favored in a fight now with Chaotic Offering on cooldown. You just can't fight. So he's going to expend this Aegis and his Diffusal pickup timing in the jungle, where in a lot of these successful Ursa games we've seen in this tournament, this timing is the one where it's go time. You know, you go kill them. Aegis is down now, by the way.
Yeah.
What was that on the right side? Was that a viewer thing?
What?
Was it a viewer, a view?
A view?
Up and down the mouse if it was... Yep, okay, it was a viewer chart.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. Current record? Wow. Congratulations.
Tell your friends.
Yep, tell your 2 friends that play Dota, because you can't stay friends with people you play Dota with. We've established that many a time. That's why Cinder and I have had to stop playing with each other. As this tier 1 tower is surprisingly still up, despite this lead from Team Spirit. But again, on their side of the map, Yataro is just farming the crap out of this map overall. He has a 2k net worth advantage. And it's going to grow here with that tier 1 tower that falls. He has an S and Y now officially finished.
Double
Doesn't look like he's
bottom.
going for the Aghanim Scepter, which makes me a little bit sad. But, I mean, can't really blame him, as these items are really good still.
They are. I definitely do think you could make a case for the...
Oh, he actually came!
Oh, he didn't see them, I think.
Yeah, Nico, baby. Terrorize is being faked out. There's the double silence with the Soulbind combination into the Fatal Bonds. Collapse. Wanted to blink in, but that Fatal Bonds is canceling his Blink Dagger, and they just need to get out. And they successfully do so. As we see the... Oh, these are new. I haven't seen this. The player cams. Little baby cams, if you will. Pretty cool.
You have to be like a fish.
Okay, sure.
Yes. Sorry, I just got reminded of that. I read that comment earlier. I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
And there were like tiny little fishies on the side there. Not much shark about Nico in this game so far. We'll see if he does shark up later.
Wait, he is top net worth on his team. Oh, the RP misses from Collapse.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a really good Earth Shock coming out for Nico, baby. And, I mean, that's a pretty big ultimate down for Team Spirit. It's not like a Golem, necessarily, because there's a lot of ways for them to still initiate, but maybe that's something Alliance can use to their advantage here. And again, next Roche, we won't know for another minute when that will spawn, but even with this lead, you could still get that pretty quickly, obviously with an Ursa on your team, and I feel like that's the name of the game for Alliance.
They need the Roche, for sure. They either need the Roche or some sort of miraculous Batrider team fight. Batrider still has a lot of potential in this game with a BKB, but again, these 2 deaths mid, right? All steam from his game just got blown out of it. He lost... It's not just the goal that he lost, it's the time, right? I think he might have even changed his item build. I would definitely say this feels like a BKB game on Bat, and I'm saying that against RP and Curse, but it's just... Like, at this point, maybe you're going to go a different path. The reason I like the BKB so much is that you force these spells on you. If the enemy team doesn't RP or curse you, you will kill 2 heroes and incapacitate the rest of the team. Inhibit them, even without a diffusal. All right, here's the jump.
Blink with the Dragon Tail Inkswell combination.
Good damage.
Do they have the follow-up is the question. He's going to get soulbound for now. Now the reinforcements have arrived for Team Spirit. Golem is placed. Collapse is still living through this, and S4 is just getting right-clicked down by Yataro with that Terrorize in place. I cannot believe they didn't finish off Magnus. That's crazy.
They didn't have any more damage in the tank. None of the actual materials, Batrider or Ursa, were in range. So it was S4 with an Inkswell and a little bit of a Stroke of Fate, and that was it.
And now
they
Smoke.
Even dropped the Chaotic Offering again. So
yeah,
this is a huge timing for Team Spirit. They're flat out way stronger. Warlock showing on a ward. He's toast if they want to get him. They might look for something bigger, though.
Yeah, no, they're going to get the Avalanche and toss in place with the Echo Saber.
They're going to get extras. Yes, they are.
And yeah, other support goes their way as there's a maniacal laugh in the background, Cinder. And boy, what a voice line.
Like, I don't know. I'm listening to that. Seems like a really unlikable guy. Probably doesn't smell very good either.
Oh, how dare you. Okay. How dare you. All right, well,
can you sometimes just hear how people smell? Just sometimes hear a voice like that and you're like, yep, that is definitely
I was gonna name a name, but I'm not going to now. But yes, that is definitely the
almost
case.
Got baited there.
5k net worth lead on just the Troll Warlord. He is enormous.
Empower.
Has the Basher. Man, it really does make me sad he's not going for Ags, but BKB looks to be next. If they get Roche, please give him the shard. I've never actually seen it in a pro game. I would be so excited
That's
to see
the one
Rampage.
that gives him 2 types of ult, right?
Yeah, the Rampage, when you it's its own skill. So when you pop it, you get status resist for you and your whole team.
If you're in melee.
If you're in melee form, and it changes dynamically. So if you change the range, you get attack speed on everybody. It's really, it sounds cool, probably not that great.
Status resistance is really good against
Well, yeah,
these
in
heroes,
melee
so.
form, I think especially it's really good. And then for high ground offense, just pushing the range is obviously super good, depending on the lineup. All right, Roshan is being attempted now. It's already at half HP. Can Alliance do anything about this? They're not really in the vicinity.
That's too late.
So this is going to be a freebie for Team Spirit. And remember, this is the second Roche. This is Aegis, Cheese, and Shard.
Shard
on, was that Tiny you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the right choice. You get the infinite tree, so you don't have to put that bad boy down anymore. That's really nice.
So he eats that up and grabs
Man,
cheese.
they actually have really good shards on this team.
Yeah.
Like, really good on all of them.
The Willow would have
Troll.
been good too. The Horn Toss is good. The Wyvern one is okay in this game. I feel like they've done a decent job at making Wyvern not an S tier hero in this game, but it doesn't matter. Like, with how everything else is going, Miposhka doesn't need great Cold Embrace this here against Ursa. There's obviously a lot of magic damage that you... Cold Embrace is not good against Bad Rider, right? But it doesn't really matter that much. And at the same... I mean, I'm saying it's not good. It's not good from the perspective of denying Bad Rider his damage component, but it's still a good spell, because if you get lassoed, you can Cold Embrace for about the same duration as lasso, and you at least negate all the potential physical follow-up from his team, and then your core can react. So
especially if it's
I actually
somebody
take
that
it back. It's also good against Bad Rider. It's just a very, very potent spell. As long as the enemy team can't 100 to 0 the hero during the Cold Embrace, it's good, and he even has a Glimmer Cape here, so plenty where that protect from the magic damage as well.
Yeah, and this will be the final outer tower for Team Spirit to get. And if you look at the map, at least right now, Alliance has 1 tower taken. That's the top tier one. I believe they're going to get the bottom one here soon, I would assume, as Yataro, again, with that Aegis. You see the Inkswell onto S4. They wanted to set something up, but think better of it. He's already popped his Dragon form. This is going to be a free tier 2 in the end for Yataro. But now the potential fight, Shadow Realm is popped. Limp looking for an opening inside this tree line, and now it's completely revealed. Yeah, now they're back to base, but Toronto Tokyo with the avalanche toss back to Troll. If this Dragon Knight is not tanky at all, when you're against this Troll Warlord with this ridiculous net worth.
You know what I call that? I call that Dragon Light.
Man, you got the zingers today, I have to admit.
I don't know if that's
nice.
a zinger.
Something. We see this,
Thank you.
This tier 3
Personal
tower
best.
taken out pretty easily. 16 seconds left. I mean, this is actually a really low death cooldown here as we have into the chaotic offering. Remember, the Aegis is still online. Terrorize. Very nicely done. Miposhka gets the heal off on Yataro for now, and you still have the battle chains. He's actually going to pop it. Looks like it'll be applied to that Warlock. And now likely we'll go for the Rax. Nico Baby should be for now, but there's the lasso again. Still have the Aegis for Yataro, so he's not really worried about this, and they're just going to turn the tide now onto Limp, and that is going to be a double kill for Yataro. Pops the BKB. We'll get the Rax as well. 18-2 in terms of just the score line.
Shannon, I think we're getting our answer for what Team Spirit do in Game 3. They haven't had the chance to do this during the groups.
They've been waiting.
In Game 3, they stomped the hardest they have possibly been able to in this tournament. I think this is the most one-sided game Team Spirit have played.
This is a Gaben shellacking if I've ever seen one. Skewer into the Avatos, onto the Ursa. He does not have buyback. It's a 5v4 without your position 1. And now Yataro, again, still has the Aegis online. Not sure how much longer he has on it, but we get the Dragon Tail onto the Tiny. But there's a save again. Miposhka on the backline. Another blink skewer. Dragon Knight now in the hands of Troll Warlord will drop. Does have buyback, of course. Finally, the Aegis is expended. We have to think at the very least Team Spirit will be able to get this tier, or the second set of racks. And they can just reset if they want. Let's see how disciplined they want to play. I mean, again, 20-2, 21 net worth lead at 26 minutes. This feels very difficult. Collapse, not able to get... I mean, these blink skewers have been really good up until that one, of course.
Yeah. I think Collapse for... I don't think I only speak for myself when I say he's been really impressive. Like, it's one of the players that have, like, say the least pedigree going into the tournament that people know the least about.
What is he, a horse?
Yes.
Pedigree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's Can you not use that?
You probably can,
You
but
can.
it's reserved for horses usually. But
Horses and dog food.
I mean, he does play Centaur from time to time, so I guess it's acceptable.
He has been playing very, very well in the tournament. I think he's very much making a name for himself here. Like I said, one of the lesser-known players going into the tournament, but he's just delivering. Like, I'm trying to think of a game where I was like, man, Collapse looked really inexperienced in this one. Like, he's just been stable, been doing good in his lanes. He definitely has like a player personality, like the type of heroes they put him on. It's defined, but it's working. Like, Team Spirit are about to get top 8 here with a win in this series.
Yeah, they're looking. Again, we talked about Team Spirit. They've looked good throughout the entire group stage, and like we were impressed with them.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. I guess maybe more surprised that Alliance is, if things go as they're going right now, only winning 1 game at the major. That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, after the group stage, I said this team has a real shot at top 8, maybe even top 6, and they're showing why today. I don't remember what their potential next matchup is if they do close out this game, which I'd love to see a win expectancy on this one. I imagine it's close to 99% probably. You have Mag Troll with a 23k lead. It can't, okay, it's 100.
100%. Okay.
This would be an incredible comeback for Alliance to win a game that they have 0% chance of winning. Here we go.
There's the Avatos, and they just delete the Grimstruck. Does have buyback, though. Also has the shard, so his Inkswell is going to be able to hard dispel once it goes off, and it also heals the target. So who knows, maybe that'll come into play. There's the Blink Skewer again. It feels like Alliance is just letting them do this now. Of course, there's not much they can do, sadly, for them, as that is a dead S4. Horn Toss, as you can see, that's a shard for Magnus, so he can do a lot of cool little stuff to combo with his Skewer. As Tara, all right, that's a double buyback on Alliance. This is going to be the last-ditch effort for them. And with this, Spirit might just reset. They could just keep going, though. They have nothing to worry about, I don't think. Collapse. There's the Horn Toss into the Skewer. S4. He will not have buyback for this. And yeah, he drops 70 seconds on the deck. And Team Spirit look to be taking this in a Gaben-level shellacking, I have to say, Cinder. And this is a mega stomp. There is the RP, not even getting the Warlock ult off. Does have buyback, but it matters not. GG, Alliance is eliminated, and Team Spirit shall move on. Wow, that was convincing.
That was a great showing. Like I said during the draft, I love their picks. The Bad Rider could be like a really cool trump card pick from Alliance, but it just did not work out. He didn't really win his lane, which I think is okay, you know, until level 5-6, Tiny can hold his ground, but they just got outplayed, and they really lost their footing in the game. Like, they were uncertain, should we go in, should we not? They were like hesitating, and